Okay guys, I got a nice treat for you today. Welcome back to Hip Hop Ears. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. We're gonna go through this Source magazine. This is a special yearbook edition, the 1996 Hip Hop Year in Review magazine. And we're gonna go through it and just see what was going on back then. Alright, we got this came out actually in January of 1997. A lot of historical things happened that year for hip hop, and I'm really glad that I picked up this magazine here because you know, when you're buying it back then, you're not thinking that, you know, it's really gonna be something special. But this is a really special yearbook. There's a lot of amazing features in there. As you can see from the cover, right? You got Tupac Shakur on the cover. You got the Fugees. You know, you got Dr. Dre on the cover. You got Bone Thugs and Harmony. You see Nas, Foxy, Lil Kim, LL Cool J. You know, you got Outkast. You got Jay-Z. At this time, Jay-Z really wasn't. He just come out with Reasonable Doubt, so you know it was a real breakthrough album. You got Busta Rhymes. He was killing it back then. Fortunately, I don't remember this group right here, but hopefully maybe we'll figure it out when we go inside the magazine. Alright, so for time, I'm not gonna be staying on any page for too long, but I'm just gonna go through it, that you could just see it. As you can see, this they have you'll see a lot of ads in the magazine. It's really ad heavy. We got Jason Kidd here doing a commercial for Nike. We got Gore-Tex shoes. In this one, you got Gore-Tex. This style of shoes was really nice. I mean, I don't think they've changed up that much. You know, it really speaks a lot to the lack of innovation in the last 20-something years. Things really haven't evolved that much. Alright, so we have here, you know, they're featuring underground MCs, underground groups that wasn't getting enough love. So you can see they wrote that, is this underground enough for you? That's kind of like, you know, they're reacting to what people were saying at the time, that they're not featuring as much underground artists, you know. Let me show you. They got MOP here. That's serious underground right there. You can see Dru Hill's album came out that year. Let's keep going. Snoop Dogg also had an album out that year. All right. In this magazine, the table of contents tells you that they're going to be talking about the newsmakers of 1996, all the Source Mind squads of 96 picks, the hip hop year in photos, great paper chase. You know, they have an editorial, Source Mind squad, the 1996 Source system, fat tape, styles of the Source coast to coast, reality check, the last word. You know, we got the Kalkanai here. A lot of people was wearing Kalkanai. As a matter of fact, that was really kind of like the height of hip hop clothing line. You see a lot of ads for hip hop clothing line. You got Kalkanai here. 1996 was really a dope year. Look at the sneakers. Look at the style of the sneaker right here. It's just really really dope. You know, we got Ghostface Killah had an album, Iron Man album came out that year, 1996. It was in stores. You know, this is pretty good. That album is really dope. This is all the covers for 1996. A lot of the Source covers. A lot of these magazines I have, and if you know, subscribe to this channel, you'll be able to get a chance to see when I feature some of these magazines. You know, a lot of these people who bought these magazines, they threw them out. So these are very rare magazines. All right. More ads. You know, MC Breed had a album that year in stores. Actually, he had an album 1997, because this magazine came out in January of 1997. All right, let's go. So a lot of ads, filled with ads. Got a little feature here about Tupac Shakur. Remember, he died in 1996. All right, so you got a feature showing you Tupac Shakur. You got another feature here showing you Dennis Rodman. They call him the Joker. And right here on this side is a little, they just give you things that happened in February of 1996. Snoop Dogg, it says here Snoop Dogg is acquitted of murder after the judge declares a mistrial. The jury was deadlocked, and Snoop Dogg was free. That year, he had the song called "Murder Was the Case That They Gave Me." So at the same time when the song came out, the trial was happening. So everything really just meshed. You know, the music was exactly what life was. You know. More ads here. More ads, but we got a feature here. Olympics comes to Atlanta. So 1996. The year in terror. They start talking about terror. I noticed there's a lot of political articles in this magazine for this particular one. This is the Def Jam roster for 1997. This is who they were gonna feature, right? You got your Foxy Brown, your LL Cool J's, you got the Redman, you know, you got your Cormega, you know, you got your Method Man, you got your Slick Rick, and as a matter of fact, I think Slick Rick went to jail that year. I'm not so sure. You know, you got Warren G. Okay, so you got Let Me Ride. This Dr. Dre really did a masterpiece album that year, and yeah, you really had to feature him. It says here he was 31 years old at the time. It says year in the life of Dr. Dre. All right. They're just glancing back. I guess for baseball, you had for those who may remember, you had Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden. These were Hall of Fame baseball players. These are, you know, amazing baseball player. Doc Gooden, he's a pitcher. He was a pitcher for New York Mets, and Darryl Strawberry is he amazing batsman. Yeah, let's keep moving for time's sake. That Shaquille O'Neal's album came out that year, and you can see Notorious B.I.G. is on there right here, and that song "You Can't Stop the Rain," you know, that's a classic right now. More political stuff. Yeah, this is talking about you know, at that time it was very rare for young men to go from high school straight into the NBA. So you could see Kevin Durant. It features Kevin Durant here. It talks about how he went straight from high school into the NBA. Another ad for Fubu, right? More ads, Pele Pele. There's tons of ads, but you gotta, the context at this time, We didn't have no social media. This was it. This is all we had as far as getting information out about our favorite rappers and what was going on. So we really depended on these. So I don't think people even mind about ads back then, because the ads were showing you what the style was and what to wear and stuff like that. Look how big this pants is right here. Pure players, just banging clothing. Lots of clothing line, like tons of clothing line. Alright, lots of clothing line. This is an album that came out, Mind Over Body. The Unexpected, in stores, January 1997. Right here, more ads for lugs. This is kind of the award section where they were giving out awards. Artist of the Year, Solo Artist of the Year. We got Tupac Shakur, Nas, LL Cool J, and let's see who else. That's for Group of the Year. We got Fugees. We got Bone Thugs, De La Soul, and Outkast. Those are the groups of the year. I don't understand why Wu-Tang Clan is not in it. New Artist of the Year. Look who's the new Artist of the Year. Uh-oh, Jay-Z. Brand new Artist of the Year. Alright. Foxy Brown, new Artist of the Year. Little Kim, new Artist of the Year. I don't know why they put Busta Rhymes in there as a new Artist of the Year, because he was out before with a group called Leaders of the New School. So he shouldn't really be in there. Jay-Z, I guess this was his first solo album, but he was out before with Jazzo. He had a song called Hawaiian Sophie. These are the only two new artists really. But this was really Jay-Z's real big debut. And Busta Rhymes solo album debut. What do we got here? New Artist of the Year group. Some more groups. We got Lost Boys, Goody Mob. We got Helter Skelter. We got Crucial Conflict. You know, really dope group. Alright, producers of the year goes to Trackmasters, DJ Unique, Jermaine Dupri, RZA, Organized Noise, Havoc of Mobb Deep. These guys, you know, this Havoc is really underrated. He is an amazing producer. Alright, videos of the year, Crossroads by Bone Thugs, Elevators by Outkast, Shadowboxing by the Fourth Chamber by RZA actually by featuring Jizza of the Wu-Tang, right? And the director of this video was Jizza as well. You're Playing Yourself, Jeru the Damager, and Ready or Not, the Fugees. This video right here, amazing video. You just had to be there to know when Fugees came out. Man, here are all the best albums of the year. Look around, you got your Nas, your Tupac. I mean, just look at this list of albums that came out that year. I mean, it's just classics after classics. You really can't, you know, I feel so fortunate to live through that era, to know that I was there. You know, you got The Score, you got All Eyes on Me, you got It Was Written by Nas, you got, you know, Outkast, you got the Ghetto Boys, Jay-Z, Busta Rhymes. These are classic albums, people. These are really, you know, top tier classic albums in 1 year, and nobody sound like nobody. Everybody had their own lane. I'm telling you. I'm not saying everybody in hip hop had their own lane, but these albums were definitely different from. They weren't the same as everything else. Even the music was different. You know, not only the rap, the styles of rap, but the music was different. You know. This is another, what's this here? This is a Gore-Tex ad. Check out these boots. I mean, nothing really changed as far as the style of the shoe styles. No change in over 30 years. I'm kind of disappointed. You know, thank God for Kanye. He kind of pushed the barrier with the Yeezys and stuff like that, kind of changed up the way sneakers look. But just look at this. Everything is, you can still go to the store and pick shoes up looking like this. You got another ad here. You got Keith Sweat. You know, this is Keith Sweat doing an ad. What this says, you can get with this. You can get with this. Okay, what is this here? Is this this is what is this? Source Fashion Squad. Oh, this is not a fashion stuff. Okay, here's a fashion piece that they did, showing the fashions of that time. You know, this is it. This was a hot fashion back then. People, here it is. This is the fashion of the day, of that time. It's not, from my eyes, it doesn't look so bad, but I know if you're from the younger generation, you're probably gonna say like, oh my God, you know, those people look weird, the clothes that they have on look weird. Look, you got Mike Tyson. This is the year in photos, right? D'Angelo. Right, you got Jay-Z, you got Suge Knight and Mike Tyson right here. You know, Suge, Mike Tyson. You got Tupac and you know, Snoop Dogg. You got the Fugees. You know, just random pictures. I mean, this is it. I mean, we didn't have no Instagram. We didn't have no. You know, this is how you get to see your artists, only through the magazines. So when we were really grateful to get like random pictures, you know, this was it. This was the time. You know, the great paper chase. So it's the end of another year in hip hop, and I'm looking for a theme song. I don't know. It's just showing a lot of decadence. Look, you got. Sorry about that. You got a pager. Man, that's crazy. Look, you got a cell phone right here. Alright, what are we doing here? Beyond the Coast. After more than a year's worth of rhetoric, hype, and hyperbole, it's time to really take stock of the East-West Coast situation and address the true demons within. There was no real hip-hop East Coast, West Coast. That thing was, you know, just put together for I don't know why. But two of our great rappers died over some BS. You know, East Coast, West Coast. And there's a lot of these media groups promoted that East Coast, West Coast thing when it didn't really exist. Hip-hop is destined to come from many tongues. You know, so I don't know what the hell this is saying, but you know, it's a continuation of that. Just breaking down what happened with the East Coast, West Coast. You know, if you ever get your hand on this Lot Records, better known as J Prince, this is him back then. You know, these are, you know, the power players at the time. You got Chris Lighty, rest in peace. Steve Stout. You know, it's a lot of different people. I don't even know. Where's my money? Where's my money at? What the hell is this? Hollywood, Detroit. I don't know. I have to keep turning for time's sake. I don't want to take too long on this. But I hope you're enjoying it so far. Please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel, Hip Hop Airs. And because I'm going to be showing a lot more magazines. I got tons of magazines, guys. This is just one. So if you want to really, you know, just go through the magazines with me. You know, what we got here. I don't know. We're getting to the end of the magazine. Making the Donuts Worker show. I think a lot of times stuff like this is just filler because they ran out of artists to talk about. So now they just start putting stuff in. Set it off. How to enter the game when no one wants to play with you. So this is probably an article talking about how to get into the music business. When nobody wants to listen to your tape. Nobody want to listen to your demo. You know what I'm saying? Please listen to my demo. Alright. What's this? All adds up. It all adds up. In an increasingly complex, often hostile marketplace, many rappers are refining their portfolio by pursuing endorsement opportunities. So it's showing you that rappers are trying to, sell stuff. You got Redman and Method Man doing a St. Ives commercial. You got Snoop Dogg doing a St. Ives commercial as well. Snoop Dogg and Tupac Shakur. You got MC Hammer doing, what's this? Some Saturday morning cartoons. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Then you got this Obey Your Thirst. This is Tribe Called Quest. They had a Sprite commercial. Then you got what's this? KRS One and MC Shan. I don't know what commercial they did there. It's not really showing me. More Gore-Tex boots. Are you sick of the boots already? Alright. State of the art. Then you got Savion Glover. He was doing the tap dance stuff back then. He's an amazing dancer. Amazing tap dancer. Yep, look him up. Savion Glover. They start showing like jazz stuff here. What's this? Down with the Masters. Just different people who are playing different musical instruments or whatever. What the hell that is? Take a trip to Nassau. 2 Live Crew. Yeah, remember 2 Live Crew? This is 2 Live Crew. Soul Me So Horny dancers. 5 winners and their guests. The poet and the poet of El Barrio. Just everybody was getting a feature. You know what I'm saying? What is this here? League of Their Own. These are like movie makers, by the way. So I could see here we got some really. Yeah, we got movie makers here. People who make a film. If you look carefully, you'll see here. You got Spike Lee here. We got a lot of familiar face in this. John Singleton, you recognize John Singleton is there. Ernest Dickinson, Mario Van Peebles is in there. You got who else? Spike Lee. I don't know if I mentioned Spike Lee before. Just a lot of different black filmmakers. This just talks about black filmmakers. And you got what you got here? Coast to Coast. What we got? Oh, we got Foxy Brown and Corrupt. Yep, Foxy and Corrupt. They were a couple at the time. You got your Lauryn Hill. You got your Busta Rhymes. You got your Brandy and I forgot the name of this group. Oh, this is Total. And you got, what's this? Who are these guys right here? Number 2. What? The Dirty South Act. Oh, these are Goody Mob. This is Goody Mob. Kid Capri. And D'Angelo. Here and Coast to Coast. I don't know what that really means. But these are just pictures of different artists at the time. Yeah, and it gives the numbers next to it. So if you don't know who it is, you could just match the number. So say this is 11, then I would go here and see that that's Teddy Riley and total. So it kind of describes who's where, who's in what picture. You know, that's what all these numbers are here. Let's see here. Here we go. This is Trudge, Naughty by Nature. So this is just to see how many people you could recognize from that time. So this little baby right now, if this little baby was born 1996, this kid right now is probably 25, 20. No, this kid is probably 27 years old. This little baby right here, probably 27 years old. Let's see. This is Yo-Yo and Quincy Jones. Everybody was young and just having fun back then, man. We just thought that we was gonna be young forever, you know. 3 6 Mafia, the end. It's a lot of commercial, but this is how you knew what was coming out, you know. This is how you knew what was coming out at the time. There's no other way. There's no other way that you would know. So other classifieds, reality, Buck Wild. I don't know what this is, but this is some type of feature here where this guy, alright, what does Buck Wild say here? Won't you be my neighbor and help me roll a spliff, blah, 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 blah. You know, what we got here? Bill Clinton, President of the United States. Y'all are my peeps. I got no beef with the brothers, East or West Coast. Know what I mean? When it comes to record exec, there got to be more brothers. I promise, more dead presidents for all my dogs. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is like making fun of him trying to run for office again. And he's trying to promise a lot of stuff to the hip-hop community. Black people, you know? So 4 more years. Yeah, boy. He was really like, you know, trying to appeal to the hip-hop generation. You know, they always do that every time it's election time. But that's it, guys. This is a magazine from the 1996 Hip Hop Year in Review magazine. Magazine came out in 1997. Yeah, it came out in 1997, January 1997. So thank you for sticking to the end of the video. And remember to like or leave a comment if you saw anything that you want to comment on. Just leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know how I could do this better. You know, I have a lot of other magazines. Tell me how you want me to show you the magazines, if I'm moving too fast or whatever. But you know, hopefully you enjoyed what you saw, and tune in again. Remember, like, subscribe, and share. Let's get this let's get the numbers, subscribe numbers up on this channel, because a lot of people need to see stuff like this, you know. All right, thank you. Bye bye.